Hey guys, this is Tagene Brown-McBean of Money Coaching Services, and today we're going to talk about the 4 reasons why estate planning is important. So before we get into the details, I want you to hit subscribe and hit the notification bell so that you know when we're on. And there are some information in the description, so you can check out that to know the other things that we have that can be helpful for you to improve your finances. So let's get into it. So the first thing I want to talk about is, first, estate planning helps to protect your beneficiaries. Now, your beneficiaries are persons that would benefit, like if you died and say you left money for someone in the family, the estate planning would cover like the expenses that are attributed to that, right? It's easier when you do your estate planning to be able to clearly indicate, because when you die you have what is known as an executor. So the executor is responsible for paying for all the expenses associated to your debt. What that means is that you're going to leave back assets and liabilities. For those of you who don't know, assets are things that have value, like your house, your car, your land, and the liabilities are the loans that you might have against these assets, like your mortgage or your car loan or your credit cards, things like that. So these now would protect the beneficiary, because the person who has done the estate planning would have accounted for the expenses that would be attributed to this, and make the transition easier for the executor to basically know who to pay first, second, third, fourth, fifth, right? So that would help the beneficiary. Now, 2, you want to protect young children, right? So with the estate planning, what is done is that the person is asked, if you die tomorrow, pretend that you died tomorrow, what would you want to leave back for the kids? What age are the children? Would you want them to go to university, and so on? So you would basically make an estimation as to how much funds would be required for the children or the young child. And when we say young child, we mean children that are dependent, they are not working, right? They are not of working age, or they are not able to work, right? And you would say, okay, I want Mary to go to university. She's now in primary school. So you're gonna estimate how much money you'll need for each stage. So she's in primary school, and then she's going to go to high school, and then she's going to go to university. So you estimate how much money that you're gonna need to cover all of Mary's education. And so you also have another child named John that is not working, under 18 as well, and you need to allocate. You do the same thing. You check the stage of education that they are. Probably John is in high school, so the next stage for him is to go to university. So you check out how many years in high school that is left and how many years in university, and you estimate the amount of money to cover all of that period, to basically say, okay, this is the amount of money I'm going to need to protect my kids in case I die. So that's number 2, protect the young children. Number 3 now is to protect your heirs from a big tax burden. Yes, because some people don't know that if someone in their family dies, like say for example, you are married and your husband dies, all the houses and cars and anything that has any certificates that have their name on it, well, you will have to take off the dead person's name. Their name will have to come off. And when their name is coming off, you basically have to pay the estate duties and the legal fees to take off the dead person's name off the certificates. So take off their name off the house title, the car title, you name it, whatever assets you have. So that's, you have to do that first, right? And that now will enable you to free up the assets so that the heirs, or the person who is supposed to inherit these properties and cars, will be able to get them. Because if you die tomorrow and you have family members who are supposed to get the house and the car, and they don't have any money to pay the legal fees and the estate tax, they are gonna have a problem. They might be forced to sell something and basically sell it at a lower value to get the money to deal with this. And it makes the estate, meaning when you're dead left, as old people would say, harder for it to be passed to the persons who you intended it to go to, right? So number 4 is eliminating family mess. What that means is that when you do your estate planning, because you have already said what you want each thing to do and indicated that the executor, which is the person who is going to be around or should be around to deal with the expenses, would know that, okay, these are the areas, this family member is going to get this is what is left for this family member, this is going to go into a trust or a deed account so that the mother of the deceased can get like 3 million or 1 million. This is based on what the person had decided that they wanted to do with their money in case they had an untimely death, right? So that thinking forward, although nobody likes to think about that, thinking forward, it helps when something happens, that something is in place, and it makes the transition easier on the financial side for the family to move forward, right? As it relates to family getting upset that the person never leave any estate planning, there was no planning, and everybody squabbling about what they should have gotten. Now it would have been clear to them, because specific instructions would have been left for the executor to be able to pay out for these expenses and know which family member is going to get what, and the monies that would be in insurance or investments or so on, those would be highlighted to the executor, and they would have gotten a plan as to what to do, step 1, step 2, step 3, so that the transition that the person's family members who are alive have to go through is less stressful. So this is Tagene Brown-McBean, and this is basically 4 reasons why financial planning is important, and I gave you 4 benefits, and basically you should think about doing an estate planning for yourself and see what areas you need to probably do a better job at covering, right? So I want you to hit the subscribe, hit the notification bell, and we thank you for joining us today again for another session of getting money tips to help you improve your finances. Bye. And you can watch the next video. See you in the next video. Bye.